Okay. Oh, keep turning the light. Okay. All right. All right. All right. So I'm gonna screen share. How's it doing now? Still pretty good. Using this let them see the summit flyer thing. All right. So this is the Mafia for Allah. All right. The government of Israel. All right. So that's the summit. All right, come out if you can. Dallas, Texas, February 4th to 6th. Shalom, everybody. Shalom. Let's get this cracking. Should be in the back seat of the car last time I saw it. All right. Hey, hand me my tea right there. Bible Kashan. Hey, Shalom, everybody. This is Officer Marakata, the Bunyan Yasharala, Masharaya Yasharala, coming to you today with another Torah Portions. It's going to be a good one. Hey, we're going to be in the law showing y'all a lot, and it's going to be good. And I advise everybody to take their pens and their notepads and get ready to take notes. Because you got to remember this, because not a lot of people understand this and know this. So if you're able to show them and you get them an understanding, it's going to open their mind to the law and understanding that the Yahweh never gave the children of Israel a religion. And matter of fact, the Most High never told Yahweh to give the children of Israel a religion. So Moses never told the children of Israel, hey, now you have a religion. And that's what we're going to be going through in the book of Exodus, because that's where we're at right now. You already missed Genesis, so go back in my channels and get the book of Genesis. Watch the breakdowns. Watch what's going on. You find out that Hamashiach Yahweh, who y'all can call Jesus Christ, was in the beginning creating the worlds. He created everything. But if y'all don't go to Genesis and understand that, a lot of this stuff you're going to miss. But today, I'm going to bring y'all up on a lot of things, okay? I'm going to be hitting a nice few precepts just to give y'all an understanding what's going on in the book of Exodus. Also, understanding the book of Exodus, when you go back to Genesis, you're going to start understanding a lot of things too. All right? So what we're going to do, like always, we're going to say some prayers. We're going to get into it with some prayers first, and then we're going to start the Sabbath service. So that's what we're going to do right now is I'm going to take the screen to this right here. All right. And then I'm finna get ready to get into prayers, and we're gonna do a couple of prayers, and we're gonna get into the service. All right, give me a couple seconds. All right, y'all, get the prayer book. All right, everybody face Israel, face the east. We're praying towards the temple in the east. All right, we're praying towards our land in the east. All right, so if you got a compass, you know where the east is. That's where you turn. All right, and right now I'm gonna start on the Abanable Prayer. This is the prayer that's found in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 9 through 13. I'm going to read it in the Hebrew, and I'm going to have the soldiers of Nakariah read it in the English. Abanam, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Hayat, Shikah, Yahweh, Malakukah, Daba'ah, Batazaka, Hayat, Shash, Barakazah, Kahaya, Bashemayim, Tanyanam, Bakham, Kayawana, Wasalakina, Kabawakina, Kasalakina, Kawakina, Wala'ah, Dayainao, Bill One, Abol, Kawashai, Marad, Kaya, Baka, Hamalakwa, Wa'ala, Mustafara, Alaya Amad, Bahashim, Yahushua, Mashiach, Amad. Now we're going to do it in the English. Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Hallowed Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done here on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. Amen. Hashem, Yahushua, Mashiach, Amen. Now we'll be reading to you the Asherah. The Asherah is found in the book of Psalms, chapter 84, verse 4, chapter 144, verse 15, chapter 145, 1 to top to bottom, chapter 115, verse 18. And it goes like this. Blessed are they that dwell in thy house. They will still be praising thee. Selah. Happy is that people that is in such a case. Yea, happy is that people whose Alahai is Yahweh. I will extol thee, my Alahai, O King, and I will bless thy name forever and ever. Every day will I bless thee, and I will praise thy name forever and ever. Great is Yahweh, and greatly to be praised, and his greatness is unsearchable. One generation shall praise thy works to another, and shall declare thy mighty acts. I will speak of the glorious honor of thy majesty, and of thy wondrous works, and men shall speak of thy might, of thy terrible acts. And I will declare thy greatness. They shall abundantly utter the memory of thy great goodness, and shall sing of thy righteousness. Yahweh is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger, and of great mercy. Yahweh is good to all, and his tender mercies are over all his works. All thy works shall praise thee, O Yahweh, and thy saints shall bless thee. They shall speak of the glory of thy kingdom, and talk of thy power, to make known to the sons of men his mighty acts, and the glorious majesty of his kingdom. Thy kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and thy dominion endureth throughout all generations. Yahweh upholdeth all that fall, and raiseth up all those that be bowed down. The eyes of all wait upon thee, and thou givest them their meat in due season. Thou openest thy hand and satisfieth the desire of every living thing. Yahweh is righteous in all his ways, and holy in all his works. Yahweh is nigh unto all them that call upon him, to all that call upon him in truth. He will fulfill the desire of them that fear him. He also will hear their cry, and will save them. Yahweh preserveth all them that love him, but all the wicked will he destroy. My mouth shall speak the praises of Yahweh, and let all flesh bless his holy name forever and ever. But we will bless the Yahweh from this time forth and forevermore. Hallelujah. 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 Bahashim. Yahushua. Hamashiach. Amen.
Alright, so first we praise of the Mada, of the Barak, Ata, Yahweh, Makaya, Matayim, Kadawasha, Yahweh, Ata, Kadaya, Washika, Kadawash, Wakadawashim, Makal, Yawum, Allah, Barak, Ata, Yahweh, Ha'ala, Hakadawash, blessed you, Yahweh, power of our fathers, power of Abraham, power of Isaac, power of Yaquah, almighty power, most high power, who bestows mercy, blessed you, Yahweh, shield of Abraham, you are mighty Yahweh, forever, Yahweh, who receives the dead, who is comparable to you, King of eternity, who calls death, and gives life, blessed you, Yahweh, who gives life to the dead, you are holy Yahweh, and your name is holy, Holy Ones, every day, praise you, forever. Blessed you, Yahweh, power, holy, Hashem, Yahushua, Hamashiach, Amen. And just to let y'all know, whoever wants these prayers is to let me know, and I can send you the link where you can go to either Kinko's or somewhere, and they'll make you a little booklet, and you will have these prayers for yourself. All right, that way you get to learn them and know. A song for the Shabbat day. It is a good thing to give thanks unto Yahweh and to sing praises unto thy name, O Most High, to shew forth thy loving kindness in the morning and thy faithfulness every night. Upon an instrument of 10 strings and upon a psaltery, upon the harp with a solemn sound, for thou, Yahweh, hast made me glad through thy work. I will triumph in the works of thy hands. Yahweh, how great are thy works, and thy thoughts are very deep. A brutish man knoweth not, neither doeth a fool understand this. When the wicked spring as the grass, when all the workers of iniquity do flourish, it is that they shall be destroyed forever. But thou, Yahweh, art most high forevermore. For lo, thine enemies, Yahweh, for lo, thine enemies shall perish. All the workers of iniquity will be scattered. But my horn shalt thou exalt like the horn of a unicorn. I shall be anointed with fresh oil. My eyes also shall see the desire on my enemies, and my ears shall hear my desire of the wicked that rise up against me. The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon. Those that be planted in the house of Yahweh shall flourish in the courts of our Alahai. They shall still bring forth fruit in old age. They shall be fat and flourishing to shew that Yahweh is upright. He is my rock. There is no unrighteousness in him. Hallelujah. 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 Bahashem. Yahushua. Mashiach. Amen. All right, let's get to class. Everybody up.
All right, shalom, everybody. So, hey, yeah, have y'all some pen? Have y'all a pen and a notebook? I take notes even while I'm reading. But I've already did my notes before. Notes make a better reader. You learn. Remember, this is class. Scripture says, study to show thyself approved unto Yahweh. This is class. Like y'all went to class for high school, college. This is how serious you take this. All right? That's why whoever knows me, you see my sword. This is my sword. And this is, I believe it's my second or third one I've had, but I take it serious. But they got notes in, they got notes and precepts. So when I go to a certain chapter, I got precepts, and it shows me the breakdown that I had, and I can go to that breakdown and teach it, and also teach that breakdown just a little bit better. So when I'm around people, and I'm talking, and I'm letting them talk, I'm looking at my notes and listening to what they're talking about, and I'm able to hit precepts based on what they need to know. Because you got Isaiah 28:9. Let me go here. You know. So if y'all want to beat me there, go ahead. Here we go. I want to get it where it shows me right here, no matter where. So Isaiah 28:9 says, whom shall we teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? And this is who he's going to make to understand doctrines. Doctrine means learning. Them, them that are weaned from the milk. And the milk is Deuteronomy 6:1. Let me make sure. I'm tripping. I'm tripping. Yep, Deuteronomy 6:1. And then you got Deuteronomy 6:25. Deuteronomy 6:1 and Deuteronomy 6:25. That's the milk. It shows you what the milk is. Your moral, civil, dietary, and ceremonial. All right. Your milk is your laws, statutes, and commandments. How to live like an Israelite again. So them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast, and you draw it from the breast. And who's feeding it? Who's feeding it to us? The prophets. The prophets are feeding it to us. Learning the prophecies and all that. Understanding things. So y'all got to understand, whom shall he teach knowledge? And whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Who? Them that are weaned from the milk. I can show you where the milk is. I can go to the precept and it says that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And then go over and over and over and over again. You know what I'm saying? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast. Now watch this. For precept must be upon precept. Precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line. Here a little and there a little. Go from the law, go to the prophets, go to the New Testament. We jump here and there. Boom, 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 boom. What's a precept? Precept is a commandment. Command, ordinance, oracle. Hey, they doing a lot of crazy stuff. An injunction, commandment, a precept. Right? So this is going line upon line. I'm reading it from right here to here to here, here to here, here to here. Oh, I'm gonna go back over here to the law. I'm gonna go back over to the law and read that precept in Deuteronomy 6:1. I'm gonna pretend like this is Deuteronomy 6:1. And I'm gonna start from here, line upon line, line upon line. Up here a little. I'm gonna go back over to the New Testament, go line upon line, and there a little. Up, I'm gonna go back to another page just to show you precept upon precept because you learn through the precepts. That's how you learn. It's through the precepts. And everybody got to understand that you learn through the precepts. Okay? Mhm. All right. So Exodus 8:1, go there. And I'm going to start. Let me take a little drink. Ooh, that cayenne pepper being here. Going hard, man. Hey, if y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. If you can't hear me, put a 2 in the chat, okay? If y'all can hear me, put a 1 in the chat. If you can't hear me, put a 2 in the chat, okay? All right, all right, all right. Hey, somebody who's watching, uh, I don't understand that language y'all putting on there. Y'all gonna have to put that in English. You know what I'm saying? I'm over here in America. You know what I'm saying? Throw water for listening and watching, but I just don't understand that. So I'm about to go over here and start at Exodus chapter 18, verse 1. All right. When Jethro, the priest of Midian, Moses' father-in-law, heard of all that God had done for Moses and for Israel, his people, and the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt. The Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt. Now, I'm going to go over here to Exodus 15 and 6. I'm going to go back. Exodus chapter 15, verse 6. Thy right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, hath dashed in pieces the enemy. This is the Most High's right hand, which is Hamashiach Yahweh, who people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. He's the right hand of the Lord. So I'm going to go to another one real quick. I'm going to go to 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 1. Just to show y'all who the Lord they're talking about. It's 1 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 1. Moreover, brethren, I would not that you should be ignorant how that all our fathers were under the cloud and all passed through the sea and were all baptized unto Moses in the cloud and in the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink. For they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them. The spiritual rock that followed them. That's the rock they were eating of. The spiritual rock that was following them. And that rock was Christ that was following them. So when he said right here in Exodus 18 and 1, and for hold on, let me say him start at Moses' father-in-law heard of all that God had done for Moses and for Israel his people. And for Israel his people. Right? And the Lord had brought Israel out of Egypt. Now this is a capital L, lowercase o, lowercase r, lowercase d. I'm letting you know it's a Mashiach Yahweh Shai. 80% of the time when you see that, it's a Mashiach Yahweh Shai, but when in context, it can be the Most High. This in context is talking about Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, who people ignorantly call Jesus Christ. All right? So just showing you that was Christ he was talking about. Verse 2, Exodus 18 and 2. Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took Zipporah, Moses' wife, after he had sent her back. Now, this is a trip. When I looked up that name, Zipporah, it means bird, like in soul food, bird. You know what I'm saying? For a Coke bottle shape. You don't know why he called it bird, but it just makes you think. You know what I'm saying? So Zipporah, Moses' wife, after he had sent her back. So you say bird, Moses' wife, bird, you know. Verse 3, and her two sons, of which the name of the one was Gershon, which the children of Israel, that land Gershon they lived in. For he said, I have been an alien in a strange land. And the name of the other was Eleazar. For the God of my father, said he, was mine help, and delivered me from the sword of Pharaoh. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, came with his sons and his wife unto Moses into the wilderness, where he encamped at the mount of God. And he said unto Masha, which is Moses, I, thy father-in-law Jethro, am come unto thee, and thy wife, and her two sons with her. Slide. Verse 7. And Moses went out to meet his father-in-law and did obedience, meaning, he showed respect, what I'm saying, watch this. Obedience, and kissed him. It was a spiritual kiss. This is how we kiss each other as men. We boom, boom, boom. We're not really kissing each other, but it's just called a spiritual kiss. All right. And they asked each other of their welfare, and they came into the tent. And Moses told his father-in-law all that the Lord had done unto Pharaoh and to the Egyptians for Israel's sake, and all the travail that had come upon them by the way, and how the Lord delivered them. And Jethro rejoiced for all the goodness which the Lord had done to Israel, whom he had delivered out of the hand of the Egyptians. Right? And who was the Lord that done that? Yahweh Shai, who you ignorantly call Jesus Christ. All right? And Jethro said, Blessed be the Lord, who have delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians, and out of the hand of Pharaoh, who have delivered the people from under the hand of the Egyptians. And now that the Lord is greater than all gods, for in the thing wherein they dealt proudly, he was above them. Yahweh Shai was above them. And all the stuff that they did, when they wanted to throw all the male babies into the river, when Masha was about to go down in the river, Moses, Yahweh Shai was there. When it was with the straw and the mortar and the brick, Yahweh Shai was there. He was watching everything. He was above them. He's invisible. So let me just go there real quick to show y'all something. Let's go to Colossians 3 and 1, just to show you that first Yahweh Shai sits on the right hand of the Most High. And then this is Colossians chapter 3, verse 1. If ye then be risen with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ sitteth on the right hand of God. All right, so he sits on the right hand of the Most High, like I was showing y'all in Exodus. Excuse me, Exodus 15 and 6. The right hand, O Lord, is become glorious in power. Thy right hand, O Lord, hath dashed in pieces the enemy. All right, so I was just showing you them. Yahweh Shai sits on the right hand of the Most High, and they're also talking about the right hand of the Most High, which is Christ. All right, and then it shows you in verse 18, Exodus 18 and 1, that was the Lord, which was Hamashiach Yahweh Shai, right? And we were over here in Exodus 18 and was reading in 9 how the father Jethro rejoiced for all the goodness which the Lord had done to Israel, whom had delivered out of the hand of the Egyptians. I also went to 1 Corinthians 10, verse 1 through 5, showing that the spiritual rock they drank from was Christ. Okay? Back to verse 10 in Exodus 18 and 10. And Jethro said, Blessed be the Lord who hath delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians and out of the hand of Pharaoh, who hath delivered the people from under the hand of the Egyptians. Now that the Lord is greater than all gods, for anything wherein they dwelt proudly, he was above them. Right? So, over here real quick. Go to Colossians chapter 1. And I'm going to start at okay, cool. All right, we'll start at verse 12. This is Colossians chapter 1, verse 12. Giving thanks unto the Father, which hath made us meet to be partakers of the inheritance of the saints in light. All right, the saints is Israel, and the light is the law. All right, Proverbs 6 and 23. All right, verse 13. Who have delivered us from the power of darkness and have translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the righteous, even the forgiveness of sins. So when he said, in whom we have redemption through his blood, the saints is Israel. Those are the only people who have redemption through his blood, his own people. All right. Verse 15, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. All right. Even when you go to Genesis 1 and 26, and it starts talking about and this is why y'all watch my channel, man. Stay tuned. So when you went to verses Genesis chapter 1 verse 21, and God created great whales and every living creature that month. It was talking about man too. But when you go down here, verse 27, so God created man in his own image, right? In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. Y'all thinking that the Most High created man right then and there, but he created them up there in verse 21. So over here, you got in Colossians 1, And verse 15, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. He's the firstborn. And when you go to Revelations 3 and 14, it says the same thing. He's the firstborn of every creature. Okay? Right there is telling you if he is in the image of the invisible God, he's in the order of the invisible God, and he looks just like his father. So let's go over here real quick. Mm, 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 mm. All right, verse 15. Who is in the image of the invisible God, Colossians 1 and 15, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. And he is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things he might have preeminence. For it pleased the Father that in him should all fullness dwell. All right? So that is just a real cut to a lot of people right there. So when we go back to Exodus real quick, y'all should be writing this stuff down. All right? Be good students. So we go back to Exodus chapter 18 and verse 10, right? And Jethro said, blessed be the Lord who hath delivered you out of the hand of the Egyptians and out of the hand of Pharaoh, who have delivered the people from under the hand of the Egyptians. Now I know that the Lord is greater than all gods. For in the thing wherein they dwelt proudly, he was above them, invisible and invisible. He had that power to go visible. You can see him and invisible. People see chariots all day in the sky. They be those are chariots. They just showing you that they're there. The Most High is just showing you that they're there, and time is near. And more time comes in near and near and near. You're going to see a lot of. We don't call them UFOs, unidentified flying objects. We call them IFOs, identified flying objects, because we know what they are. They act like and pretend they don't know what they are so that people can say stupid. We not crazy, all right? So he was always above them, and he's always above us now. If he was above us, our ancestors, then he's above us now. They're out there, they're checking to see what you're doing, how you act. The angels are writing down everything you say. That's another breakdown I can go through for you. The angels are writing down everything you say. They it down, because for this next kingdom, not all you wicked ass people are going to be there. You're coming back in. You're not going to be born in. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get that second death. I don't want the second death. All right? The circumcision was enough. The snip for me was, that's it. Okay? I'm trying to get into the kingdom. I want the kingdom. Okay? So 2/3 got to die off. 666. 2/3 of Israel. That's the 2/3. 66.6 of Israel has to die off. 1/3 will be left in, and then you have the great multitude. The 1/3 will be the 144,000, and then you got the great multitude. So here we go. Verse 12, Exodus 18 and 12. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifice for God. And Aaron came and all the elders of Israel to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law before God. Give me just a second. Slakia, yo. All right. Exodus 18 and 12. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, took a burnt offering and sacrifice before God. And Aaron came and all the elders of Israel to eat bread with Moses, father-in-law, before God. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses sat to judge the people. And the people stood by Moses from the morning until the evening. And when Moses' father-in-law saw all when Moses' father-in-law saw all that he did to the people, he said, "What is this thing that thou doest to the people? Why sittest thou thyself alone? And all the people stand by thee from morning to evening." And Moses said unto his father-in-law, "Because the people come unto me to inquire of God. When they have a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make them know the statutes of God and his laws." Now, this is why I'm here, because of this right here. Okay, so listen to this, and now you're gonna see why I'm here and my job. Okay, because Yahweh Shai is in the place of Masha. And watch this. Verse 16. When they have a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make them know the statutes of God and his laws. All right. And the statutes started when? His laws started when? Because Moses is saying right here, when they have a matter, they come unto me, and I judge between one and another, and I do make them know the statutes of God and his laws. So right here tells you, and anyone, that the Most High never gave Yahweh Shai to give Moses a religion. Now I'm about to go back a couple of books to Exodus 15 and 22. Follow me. This is Exodus chapter 15, verse 22. So Moses brought Israel from the Red Sea, and they went out into the wilderness of Shur. And they went 3 days in the wilderness and found no water. So now they're going out of the land of Egypt, through the Red Sea, and over. All right, there's a path they're taking. Okay, and there's something that has to happen. Watch this. Verse 23. And when they came to Marah, they could not drink of the waters of Marah. Why? For they were bitter. And what happened? Therefore, the name of it was called Marah. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, "What shall we drink?" And he cried unto the Lord, and the Lord shewed him a tree, which when he had cast into the waters were made sweet. And there he made a statute and an ordinance. And there he made a statute and an ordinance there. Watch this. There he made a statute and an ordinance. Statutes are moral, civil, dietary, and ceremonial. Statute and an ordinance is the law. Watch. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put that. $25. See, statute and ordinance, the same precept. I'm going to click here. Statute. Ordinance, hold on. And the Hebrew is oak, statute, oak. All right. Statute. Ordinance, decree. Do, law, portion, bounds. These bounds, don't cross these bounds right here. So what bounds you shouldn't cross on somebody? Morally, you shouldn't cross me. Those are bounds. Civilly, don't cross these bounds. Dietary, don't cross these bounds. Ceremonially, don't cross these bounds. They're bounds, something you cannot cross. Customs, appointed commandments. Statute, ordinance, limit, something prescribed. Do, okay? Prescribed limit boundary, civil enactments prescribed by God. All right. An enactment, hence an appointment of time, space, quantity, labor, or usage. Appointed, bound, commandment, convenient, custom, decree, due, law, measure, necessary, ordinance, portion, set time, statute, task. Okay. That's a statute. Moral, civil, dietary, and ceremonial. Letting the people know what they're doing wrong morally, civilly, how to make sure you eat within dietarily, and ceremonial. Feast days and stuff like that. Now watch. Did I pass it up? No, I didn't. Ordinance. Misfot. Ordinance. Judgment. Right? Manner. Right? Cause. Ordinance. Lawful. Order. Custom. Discretion. Measure. Right? So judgment, justice, ordinance. If you're getting a judgment, it's because you broke a law. All right. I'll show you what it means. Let me see. Properly a verdict, favorable or unfavorable. All right. Pronounced judicially, especially a sentence or formal decree, human or participants, divine law, individual or collective, including the act, the place, the suit, the crime, and the penalty. Abstractly, justice, including a participant right or privilege, statutory or customary, or even a style, adversary, ceremony, charge, crime, custom, desert, determination, discretion, disposition, due, fashion, from, to be judged, judgment, justice, justly, manner of law, lawful, manner, measure, due, order, ordinance, right, sentence, unsaid, worthy, wrong, laws. Okay. That's what Moses was giving to the children of Israel in the wilderness, not a religion. Let's see something real quick. Religer. Religo is in the Greek, religo. And they changed up a lot of stuff. Let's go and agree. All right, I didn't want to go into it like this. They're doing a lot of stuff these days, man. Like original teachings and stuff, and will we be able to go somewhere? I just looked up right here. Now they done took it and expanded it. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. I tell you, it's not as simple no more. Esau is just being a damn devil. So he just came up no more than it means the same way of what it meant before. Well, I tell y'all now, religion comes from a Latin and Greek word, religare and religo, meaning to hold back or bind to. All right. That's why religion is presented to people for a holdback. And what they do is they take from our book and they start binding things. They start taking from the law, which they took tithes from the law, and which they took, a lot of things from the prophets in the New Testament, and they bind it to their religion. They took it from here and binded it to their religion, and then they gave it to you. Okay. Now, I'm just gonna have to do a breakdown on religion just so I can have it on my page because you know people just need to understand things just a little bit better. Right? So let's get out of this first chapter, man. But there's just a lot of things to learn. That's all it is. So let me show you why I'm here. Okay. So Exodus chapter 18. I'm going to start at 17. And Moses' father-in-law said unto him, the thing that thou doest is not good. Thou wilt surely weary away, both thou and this people that is with thee. For this thing is too heavy for thee. Thou art not able to perform it thyself alone. Hearken now unto my voice. I will give thee counsel, and God shall be with thee. Be thou for the people to Godward, that thou mayest bring the causes unto God. And thou shalt teach them ordinances and laws, and shalt shew them the way wherein they must walk, and the work that they must do. Moreover, thou shalt provide out of all the people able men, such as fear God, men of truth, hating covetousness, and place such over them to be rulers of thousands and rulers of hundreds, rulers of 50 and rulers of tens. And let them judge the people all seasons. And it shall be that every great matter they shall bring unto thee, but every small matter they shall judge. So shall it be easier for thyself, and they shall bear the burden with thee. If thou shalt do this thing, and God command thee so, then thou shalt be able to endure. And all this people shall also go to their place in peace. So Moses hearkened to the voice of his father-in-law and did all that he had said. And Moses chose able men out of all Israel and made them heads over the people, rulers of thousands, rulers of hundreds, rulers of fifties, and rulers of tens. And they judged the people all the seasons. They heard the calls they brought, and they judged Salah 26, and they judged the people at all seasons. The hard causes they brought unto Moses, but every small matter they judged themselves. And Moses let his father-in-law depart, and he went his way into his own land. Call Asherah, Debar Yahweh, and Nayashai when Ashemai. All that Yahweh said, what we doing here. I just wanted to see the meaning of ruler. They're rulers over things. Mm-hmm. Oh man, you're killing me, Smalls. So ruler can be a prince, captain, chief, ruler, governor, keeper, principal, general, lords. All right. Prince, ruler, leader, chief, chieftain, official, captain. Um, um, principal just means priest. Priest means principal officer, an officer. Vessel, noble, under the king, captain, general, commander, chief, head, overseer, head, princes of religious office, elders, representative leaders of people, merchant, prince of rank and dignity, patron, angel, ruler of rulers of God, warden, a head person of any rank or class, captain, that had ruled, chief, captains, general, governor, keeper, lord, taskmasters, prince, principal, ruler, steward. Stewards are officers. Leader, commander, especially of soldier, of a royal bodyguard. Yeah, just want to show y'all what it meant. All right, so let's scoop over here. Exodus 19. Hey, it's a lot, but once you start to study and you start to get this, you'll start to understand and everything will come together. You're not going to get it right away. The thing is to study to show thyself approved, and remember, you learn through the precepts, but you can remember the stories. You know what I'm saying? That's a good thing. And what do you call that? It's not called stories. Remember his testimonies, the testimonies. Once you start to remember the testimonies, you start remembering this precept, that precept says it here, 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 and there. You know what I mean? So let's get back over here. Good. So now we're in Exodus chapter 19. We're going to start at verse 1. And the third month, when the children of Israel were gone forth out of the land of Egypt, the same day came they into the wilderness of Sinai, for they were departed from Rephidim and were come to the desert of Sinai, and had pitched in the wilderness. And there Israel camped before the mount. And Moses went up unto God, and the Lord called unto him out of the mountain, saying, Thus shalt thou say to the house of Jacob, and tell the children of Israel, Ye have seen what I did unto the Egyptians, and how I bare you on eagle's wings, and brought you into myself. See? Now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine. So, covenant. What is a covenant? The promise that gives another land. Hold on, let's go. Let's go to Romans 9:1. Let's go there. Let's go to Romans 9:1. Y'all follow me to Romans 9:1 real quick. Oops. Oh, yeah. This Romans chapter 9, verse 1. I say the truth in Christ, I lie not. My conscience also bearing me witness in the Holy Ghost, that I have great heaviness and continual sorrow in my heart. For I could wish that myself were accursed from Christ, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh, who are Israelites, to whom pertaineth the adoption, that's part of the covenant, all right, from Most High putting us away and bringing us right back, right? And the glory, right? The body we gonna get. After this right here is, you know what I'm saying, the body. Like Christ was asking his Father in John 17:5, we're going to get that body, that angelic body. Okay? So, whom are Israelites, so who pertain to the adoption and the glory and the covenants and the giving of the law, which they gave in Exodus 15 and 18, showing you, and the service of God and the promises, who are the fathers, and whom, as concerning the flesh, Christ came. Concerning the flesh, blood, Christ came. Who is over all, God bless forever. Amen. All right. We can even go here. Matter of fact, boom. This is Romans chapter 11, verse 1. I say then, had God cast away his people? Remember the adoption. Most High put us away and called us right back. I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid. For I also am an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin. Verse 2. God hath not cast away his people, which he foreknew. Wot ye not what the scripture saith to Elias, how he maketh intersections to God against Israel, saying, Lord, they have killed thy prophets and digged down thine altars. We ain't gonna go that far, but just to show you have not cast away his people. All right. So we're gonna go back over here to no, I'm not gonna read from here. Sorry, y'all, I just can't. So I got my notes in here. If I read from there, I skip everything over here. Can't do it. So verse 5. Exodus 19, verse 5. Now, therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, and the law is a part of the covenant. The law, and look at, we're in chapter 19. We have not gotten to the 10 commandments where all Christians like to go for. They like to go for that, and they forget everything about here. When Hamashiach gave Moses the law to give to the children of Israel, they didn't give them a religion. They skipped all that. So everything from here, them coming through the Red Sea when they first got the law. Let me see. When they first got the law, let me see. 15 and 22 to 27. When they first started getting the law coming out of the land of Egypt, they got the law. They didn't get no religion. That's when it was time he was starting to test them. And when he first started to test them with the law was Exodus chapter 16, verse, let me see. Because Yahweh Shai got tired of the murmuring of it. And then he started now, time to give them the law. And that's Exodus 16 and start at verse 2. And the whole congregation of the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron in the wilderness. And the children of Israel said unto them, would to God we had died by the hand of the Lord in the land of Egypt, when we sat by the flesh pots, and when we did eat bread to the full, for ye have brought us forth into the wilderness to kill this whole assembly with hunger. Then said the Lord, then said Yahushua, then said the Lord unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no. Whether they will walk in my law or no. The testing started with the law. And then you got this over here, and you go to Exodus 15 and 22. You go back one more, 15 and 22, when he was giving them the law right here. Testing before that. In Exodus 15 and 24, they murmured again. And the people murmured against Moses, saying, what shall we drink? And he cried unto the Lord, because remember, he threw a stick in the water and became sweet. They just crying, they just murmuring about everything, right? Because they're not prepared. They're not prepared. That's why. All right. 25, Exodus 15 and 25. And he cried unto the Lord, and the Lord shewed him a tree, when he which when he had cast into the waters, the waters were made sweet. There he made a statute and an ordinance, and there he proved it. Boom. And then when he tested him again in the next chapter, he was testing him again with the law. When he was with his father-in-law, father testing him with the laws and the statutes, testing him. And now we're over here in chapter 19, right? We'll start at 5. Exodus 19 and 5. Now, therefore, if you will obey my voice indeed and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. For all the earth is mine, the covenant. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Now, priest, gotta go there again. This is class. This is Sabbath service. This is you learn. Everybody learning what a priest is. Not the women, these are the men. Exodus 19 and 6, kingdom of priests. Kahan. You call me priest Kahan. You can call me officer Marakad. Here you go, priest, chief ruler, officer, all right? Priest, principal officer or chief ruler. Priest, Levitical priest, I'm not a Levite. I'm a part of the Melchizedek order. Melchizedek, after the Levites went off and everything, he made all the men of Israel priests, like as in the Levites, just don't do the sacrifices and stuff. So all the men are priests, in which they were priests before, principal officers teaching everybody making sure everybody kept the law. Priest, Kahan. That's how you would say Kahan. This is the Yiddish, but we know the Paleo Hebrew is Kahan. Priest Kahan Marakat, or priest Marakat. It is what it is. So back to where I was at. Okay, section. Boom. So this is Exodus chapter 19, verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and in holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. And Moses came and called the elders of the people and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord hath spoken, we will do. And we always, at the end of the At the end of every chapter, you'll hear me say, Ka'asharah, Debar Yahweh, Anayashai. Whatever the Lord has said, what we do in here. Yeah. But that's what we say right there. Verse 7. And Moses came and called for the elders of the people and laid before their faces all these words which the Lord commanded him. And all the people answered together and said, all that the Lord has said, all the Lord has spoken will we do. And Moses returned the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, understand, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. Now, Yahweh Shai is saying, I'm going to come unto you in a thick cloud. Okay? Now pay attention, because everybody knows this story, but you just don't know who it was. All right, verse 9. And the Lord said unto Moses, Lo, I come unto thee in a thick cloud, that the people may hear when I speak with thee, and believe thee forever. And Moses told the words of the people unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go unto the people, and sanctify them today and tomorrow, and let them wash their clothes. Why? Because they're going to be in the presence of the Lord. They can't be unclean, right? And be ready against the third day. For the third day the Lord will come down in the sight of all the people upon Mount Sinai. All right? And thou shalt set bounds unto the people round about, saying, Take heed to yourself that ye go not up into the mount, or touch the borders of it, the boundaries. Whosoever toucheth the mount shall be surely put to death. There shall not a hand touch it, but he shall surely be stoned or shot thorough, whether it be beast or man, it shall not live. When the trumpet sounded long, they shall come up to the mountain. And Moses went down from the mount unto the people and sanctified the people. And they washed their clothes. And he said unto the people, Be ready against the third day. Come not at all your wives. Meaning, don't be having sex with your wives. Don't do that. All right, because once you spill seed, you're unclean. And then we're going to have some, I'm thinking of doing some classes on when is the best time for a man and woman to, to have their conjugal during the day. That way everybody is not unclean. There's a couple of times you should do that. That way you don't come out of your room and get everybody in the house unclean. Not get everybody, but make everyone in the house unclean. Okay, verse 16. And it came to pass on the third day in the morning that there were thunders and lightnings, and a thick cloud upon the mount, and the voice of the trumpet exceeding loud, so that all the people that was in the camp trembled. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God. And this is God in capital G, lowercase o, lowercase d. This is Mashiach Yahushua. Verse 18. And Mount Sinai was altogether a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in a fire. And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered by him, and God answered him by a voice. Now remember, why this is going on, everybody is seeing this. No, everybody from land to land is seeing this. They're seeing this mount, and they seeing all this going on, and it's a loud, loud, loud voice. Okay? Verse 21. And the Lord said unto Moses, Go down, charge the people, lest they break thorough unto the Lord to gaze, and many of them perish. And let the priests also which come near to the Lord sanctify themselves, lest the Lord break forth upon them. And Moses said unto the Lord, the people cannot come up to the Mount Sinai. He's being tested to make sure that he told the people. All right? And verse 23, and Moses said unto the Lord, the people cannot come up to the Mount Sinai, for thou chargest us, saying, Set bounds about the mount and sanctify it. And the Lord said unto him, Away, get thee down, and thou shalt come up, thou and Aaron with thee. But let not the priests and the people break through to come up unto the Lord, lest he break forth upon them. So Moses went down unto the people and spake unto them. Yahushua was telling Moses right there to see if he told him, and he said, "Get down." He just wanted to make sure he was listening. Yeah, hey, Yahushua do that to you. Hey, man, hey, the water Yahushua, man. Hey, Yahweh is a powerful man, making a son like that to come and save us. Hey, remember, right here, he's an angel. He wasn't Yahushua. They don't even say his name right here. He has a name you don't even know. But when he came, he was called Emmanuel, God with us. Okay, but Christ in the Greek means anointed, a Mashiach in the Hebrew. So everybody was saying Mashiach, right? Yahushua means the deliverer in the Paleo Hebrew. So they were saying Hamashiach Yahushua. All right, now we're in chapter 20. But Ka'asharah, the Bar Yahweh, Anayashai, Nashima, all that the Lord said, what we doing here. All that Hamashiach Yahushua told us to do, which his father gave him the rules to tell us to tell Moses what to do, to tell us, we're going to do it. Okay? I'll fix it. All right, man. So here we go to chapter 20. Now, this is a Christian banger. Who is this person saying vor ang? I don't understand. Who?
Block him.
What?
Block him.
For what? He ain't doing nothing.
He's just like a hacker or something.
Huh?
He's probably like a hacker or something.
He ain't doing nothing. So trust me, touch not thy anointed. So here we go. Chapter 20. And God spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. Thou shalt have no other gods before me. Remember, Yahweh give the charge to his son, which sit at his right hand. His son goes down and tells you this. All right. Verse 4. Thou shalt make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord thy God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children, unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. So if the father is not teaching his children, whatever the father didn't teach his child, that child is going to get because he wasn't taught what he was supposed to, or she wasn't taught what he's supposed to ultimately. Verse 6, and shewing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. And keep my commandments. So, I want to go over here. Let's go over here to John 2 and 3. Maybe y'all write this down. Go over here to John 2 and 3. I just want to show you what the prophets knew. Because remember, at the time there was no New Testament. Everything Mashiach, Yahushua, John, Paul, all them knew came from the prophets and the book of Moses. It came from there. They were at that time. They didn't write the New Testament. They wrote books that became a part of the New Testament, but there was no New Testament at that time. It was just the law and the prophets. That was it. All right. Go 1 John 2 and 3. It's 1 John chapter 2 and verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him. So people be like, I know Christ. I know God. I love him. I know him. I love him. I know him. This is a cutter. And hereby we do know that we know him. if we keep his commandments. He that saith, I know him, and keepeth not his commandments, is a liar, and the truth is not in him or her. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is the love of God perfected. So you can be perfect by what? Keeping the law, and you can. It just takes practice, man. Judges 5:11. To rehearse the righteous acts of the Lord. You always rehearsing. And you get credit for rehearsing. You always get credit from the Most High Hamashiach Yahushua for just trying and trying and trying. Though you fall, pick yourself right back up again and keep doing it. And it's always good to have a people or shoulder to crown that are helping you and showing you for you to stop beating yourself up, where they can be like, no, don't worry about it, man. And they give you theirs like, man, I felt, honestly, I felt a lot of times, but I got back up. I got back up and did it again until I can do it, until I just didn't mess up on it no more. It's just something I don't fall on no more. I just don't fall on. I just don't fall for that. And maybe I slip up down the road on it, and I pick myself back up real quick. Okay. Verse 5. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is love perfected. By keepeth his word. By keeping his word. But whoso keepeth his word, in him verily is love of God perfected. Hereby know we that we are in him. That's how you know that you are in him, when you keeping his word and you keeping the commandments. That's how you know that you're in him. He that said he abideth in him ought himself also to walk, even as he walked. Who? Hamashiach Yahushua, keeping the law. Here we go. Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you, but an old commandment which ye had from the beginning, our ancestors. The old commandment is the word which ye have heard from the beginning. The old commandment it's been there forever. Again, a new commandment I write unto you, which thing is true in him and in you, because the darkness is past, and the true light now shineth. The true light. What is that? The law. Proverbs 6:23. He that saith he is in the light, which is the law, and hateth his brother, is in darkness, even until now. He that loveth his brother abideth in the light, and there is no occasion of stumbling in him. Because it's kind of hard to love our people, our brother. It is. The world we're in right now is set up to send us straight to hell. Because it's so easy to hate your brother and your sisters. It is so easy to not want to be around your sister and hate your sister. You are crazy. To be around your brothers and you hate your brother, you are crazy to the Most High. You hate him. Who that hated his brother and sister in the heart is a murderer, and the love of God is not in you. Verse 12. I write unto you, little children, because to the Most High we are little children. That's why the time you ought to be a teacher, you need that one teach you again, which will be the first principles of the oracles of God, right? So he said, I write unto you, little children, because your sins are forgiven you for his name's sake. Mashiach Yahushua. I write unto you, fathers, because ye have known him that is from the beginning. Who? Christ Mashiach Yahushua. Genesis 1 and on up. I write unto you, young men, because ye have overcome the wicked one. I write unto you, little children, because ye have known the Father. They came out of the womb. Before they came out of the womb, they knew Yahweh. They even speak the alphabet. Abaga Adazaka. They even know the Hebrew. When you be thinking that baby talk is just Google Gaga stuff, no. They're really speaking the Hebrew and the words of it. Verse 14. I have written unto you, fathers, because ye have known him that is from the beginning. I have written unto you, young men, because ye are strong, and the word of God abideth in you, and ye have overcome the wicked one. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. If you love this stuff and how they promote things, the love of the Most High is not in you. You hate him. You love this world. You love how it is, and you're not trying to get over it. You're not trying to do the things that you're supposed to do according to the Most High. It takes a what would you call it? It takes a damn, I forgot. It takes help. It takes people that genuinely care about your life, your soul, to teach you the truth. It takes that. All right. 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, or if any woman love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And that's also killing John 3:16. For all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes and the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of God abideth forever. Little children, it is the last time, as ye have heard, the Antichrist shall come. Even now are there many antichrists, whereby we know that it is the last time. Antichrists, they are totally against the Bible and they hate Christ. They act like they love him, but they really hate him because they don't know. You're the Antichrist. You hate this. You're the Antichrist because there's many. And there's a son of perdition that's going to show himself too. But the Antichrist is all of you that are not doing the will of the Most High and don't believe the Son. All right. So now let's go back to Exodus chapter 20 and verse 6. This is Exodus chapter 20 and verse 6. And shewing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God. Thou shalt not take the name of the Lord thy God in vain. For the Lord will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. I was just in this group, man, and they was talking about, 10 commandments. We're about to go through them, but there's many. There are other laws that come right out of that. Just not 10, man. You're crazy. But they not paying attention to keep the Sabbath. That's what they're not paying attention to, is keep the Sabbath. Verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy, separate from everything. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy works. But the seventh day is a Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work. Thou, you, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. The first day of the week is Sunday. That's the first day of the week. It's not the Sabbath. It's a sun worship day. It's pagan. Okay? Verse 11. For in 6 days the Lord had select. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that's in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. So, who was it that created all things? We went through that. Let me see. Let's go to Let's go to Ephesians 8, because it says in Exodus 20 and verse 11, for in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. So let's find out. Ephesians 3 and 8. Unto me, who am less than the least of all saints, is this grace given, that I should preach among the Gentiles the unsearchable riches of Christ, and to make all men see what is the fellowship of the mystery, from the beginning of the world hath been hid in God, who created all things by Christ. Who created all things by Christ? The Father created all things by Christ, right? So let's see this up. Let's go up to one. Oh, that's a different book. All right. Who created all things by Christ? Verse 10, to the intent that now unto the principalities and powers in heavenly places might be known by the church the manifold wisdom of Yahweh. All right, this is a mystery. But who created all things by Christ? Now let's go over here to Colossians 1:13. It's Colossians 3 and 1, who created all things by Christ. If ye be risen with Christ, seek those things which are above, where Christ sitteth on the right hand of God, who created all things by Christ, which is his Father. Whoops. Man, I'm tripping. Colossians 1 and 13. This is Colossians chapter 1 and verse 13. Who hath delivered us from the power of darkness and hath translated us into the kingdom of his dear Son, in whom we have redemption through his blood, even the forgiveness of sins, who is the image of the invisible God, the firstborn of every creature. For by him were all things created that are in heaven and that are in earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by him and for him. And he is before all things, and by him all things consist. All right, right there. So he created all things and he rested, created the Sabbath day. So let me get one more precept real quick. Let's go to Mark 22 and 27. Let's have Mark 22. Oh, ain't that loud as hell? Oh, Not, not Mark 2. It's not Mark 22. It's Mark 2. It's tripping. Mark 2, 27. And it reads, and he said unto them, the Sabbath was made for men, and not man for the Sabbath. Therefore the Son of Man is the Lord also of the Sabbath, because he rested. That was the Sabbath day. Sabbath of rest. Right? So let's go back and read. Here we go. Now, that I get through precepts, precept upon precept, got you to understand that the Sabbath day, right? Your Yahushua is the Lord of the Sabbath. Most High had him rest on that day. It's the Sabbath. Okay? Chapter 20. It's Exodus chapter 20, verse 12. Honor thy father and thy mother, that the days may be long upon the land, which the Lord thy God giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill. Now, it's actually thou shalt not murder. Because what you got to understand, let's go to Proverbs. Let me see. Let's go to Proverbs 6 and 30. Let me see. Proverbs 30. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 30. Men, do not despise a thief if he steal to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all the substance of his house. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. A wound and dishonor shall he get, and his reproach shall not be wiped away. For jealousy is the rage of a man. Therefore he will not spare in the day of vengeance. He will not regard any ransom, neither will he rest content, though thou givest many gifts. I mean, he ain't gonna want nothing from me that day. He slept with his wife. That is a kill. That is a righteous kill. That's not murder. When the law said thou should not kill, it's thou should not murder. You got righteous kills. You know what I'm saying? You got the revenger of blood. You got if another man kill your brother unrighteously, that's the revenger of blood. I don't recommend people to go out and start killing people. We're in a different type of kingdom. But in the Most High's eyes, that's how he sees it. Okay? Y'all give me a second. I got it. All right, Salaki, I'm back. Yeah, so it's actually thou shalt not murder, not thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not murder. All right, let's go back over here. I was giving you an example of a righteous kill. Somebody slept with your wife, and actually you get both of them, not just one. All right, next one. Thou shalt not commit adultery, which we just went over, and sleeping with another man's wife, and that's what happens. Thou shalt not steal. So let's go back over there again, and let's go through the understanding of thou shalt not steal. Proverbs 6 and 13. It's Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 30. Men, do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his soul. Right? So there's a if about a man real poor, he only took what he needs to feed himself. Men, do not despise a thief if he steals to satisfy his soul when he is hungry. But if he be found, he shall restore sevenfold. He shall give all the substance of his house. But whoso committeth adultery with a woman lacketh understanding. He that doeth it destroyeth his own soul. Right? This is Proverbs 7 and verse 2. He says, keep my commandments and live, and my laws as the apple of thine eye. Okay? How you look at your kids, the apple of thine eye, you do anything for them? It's like, yeah, it's the same thing you do for Yahweh and his laws. That's how he wants you to do it. All right? So here we go. Verse 16, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. And your neighbor is not somebody you live to who's going to be a gook or a Jap, you know what I'm saying, things like that. Your neighbors are people, your own nation. All right? But you don't want to bear false witness against a damn heathen, man. You don't want to do that. That's immoral, man. Come on. Even though the Most High don't care, but he cares about you being righteous, doing the right thing. That's what he cares about. He don't care about him like that. They're a spittle under him, but he still wants you to be righteous. So let's go over that real quick. Thou shalt not bear false witness. Where am I go? Where I want to go? I don't go. Okay. I'll give y'all an example. This is Deuteronomy. Go to Deuteronomy chapter 17 and go to verse 2. And it reads, if there be found among you within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, man or woman, that hath wrought wickedness in the sight of the Lord thy God, and in transgressing his covenant, and hath gone and served other gods, and worshiped them, either the sun or the moon. So the moon or the sun can be a god to people. You got those people that do, what's your sign? I'm a Sagittarius and stuff. Those just, it's like a false god. It's not real, right? Or any of the host of heaven, which I have not commanded. So all that stuff, like what's your sign stuff, was I hate. Go to Jeremiah 10 and 1 and read that. And it be told thee, and thou hast heard of it, and inquired diligently. So somebody told me that, and I inquired diligently. I went around to see if that's what they were really doing. And behold, it be true. And the thing certain that such abomination is wrought in Israel, then shalt thou bring forth that man and that woman which have committed that wicked thing unto thy gates, even that man or that woman, and shalt stone them with stones till they die. At the mouth, again, at the mouth of two witnesses or three witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death. But at the mouth of one witness he shall not be put to death. Right? Let's see. Okay. Verse 7. The hands of the witnesses shall be first upon him to put him to death, and afterward the hands of all the people. So thou shalt put the evil away from among you. If there arise a matter too hard for thee in judgment, between blood and blood, between plea and plea, and between stroke and stroke, being matters of controversy within thy gates, then thou shalt arise and get thee up into the place which the Lord thy God shall choose. And thou shalt come unto the priests, the Levites, and unto the judge that shall be in those days, and inquire, and they shall shew thee the sentences of judgment. So go into the temple. That's where the Levites are. All right. Verse 10. And thou shalt do according to the sentence which they of that place which the Lord shall choose shall shew thee. So the Lord shall choose, shall shew thee, and thou shalt observe to do according to all that they inform thee, according to the sentence of the law which they shall teach thee, and according to the judgment which they shall tell thee, thou shalt do. Thou shalt not decline from the sentence which they shall shew thee, to the right hand nor to the left. And the man that will do presumptuously, do something he don't know what he's doing, and will not hearken unto the priest that standeth to minister there before the Lord thy God, or unto the judge, even that man shall die, and thou shalt put away the evil from Israel. And all the people shall hear and fear, and do no more presumptuously. When thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king. Well, we don't go too far. But at the same time, that is a law. It's not just 10. There's 613 that you have to get used to. And it takes time. It takes a lot of work. All right? Because you're repenting. You're transforming yourself unto a new man. You're killing off the old man and you're making the new man. You're killing off the old woman and you're making yourself a new woman. That's what you're doing. Okay? Verse 17, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. So let's go into covet. Wrote down a lot of meanings. I could go into the Hebrew, but I wrote everything down. I want to go in it. All right. Now, evil concupiscence goes into covetousness. Let's go to covetousness in G4124, plonexia. All right. Ploianexia, a greedy desire to have more. That's what covet is. A greedy desire to have more. Right? Covetousness, avarice, covetous practice. Avarice. What is avarice practice? Okay. Avarice is extreme greed for wealth or material gain. Meanness, an extreme mean, you just want to be mean. Equivitousness. Equivitousness means an excessive interest in acquiring money or material things. It's covetousness. Covetousness, period, is the greedy desire to have more. You just want more. Want more. You want more. Okay? So when we go over here to Exodus 20 and verse 17, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house. You just want more. You already have a house. You want more. You want one just like he got. That's avarice practice, man. Inquisitiveness. All right. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. You got 2, 3, or 4, but you want one just like her. And it get to a point where now you want her. And if you don't want one just like her, look just like her, I want one that looks just like her. She got to have a shape and everything. I want one to look just like him. Watch this. Nor his manservant. That manservant is Bob. I want him. I gotta have one just like him. And when I go home, all my servants better be just like him. My servants better be just like him, man. And then it's gonna make it hard on your servant because now you're gonna start riding hard on your servants now because your servants is not like him. Your servants is not like him. You want servants like him. So you want to try to make your servants like him all the time. To the point where you want that servant to come over here and teach all your servants how to be him. You're riding on everybody else now, man. It's crazy. Nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox. Man, I like that ox. I can't get, man. To the point now you want to try to take his ox. Right? Nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. And all the people saw the thunderings and the lightnings and the noise of the trumpets and the mountain smoking. And when the people saw it, they removed and stood afar off. And they said unto Moses, speak thou with us, and we will hear. But let not God speak with us, lest we die. And Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God has come to prove you, and that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. That means they have a law, right? For sin is the transgression of the law. All right? Even when you go to Exodus 16 and 4, right? Let's go over that real quick. Exodus 16 and verse 4. Then said the Lord unto Moses, behold, I will rain bread from heaven for you, and the people shall go out and gather a certain rate every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or no, testing them with the law. And so in Exodus 20 and 20, and Moses said unto the people, fear not, for God has come to prove you, and that his fear may be before you, that his fear may be before your faces, that ye sin not. Fear of the Lord is going to make you not sin. You don't want to die. Nobody wants to die. Everybody wants to live forever, man. Nobody want to die. Everybody want to pass away the ghost freely. You know, you just passed the ghost. You felt like it was time to leave. Everybody know you it's time to leave. You lay down and you gave up the ghost. You want to die naturally, not through some disease or somebody killing you or something like that. All right. Verse 21. And the people stood afar off, and Moses drew near unto the thick darkness where God was. And the Lord said unto Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, ye have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. Ye shall not make me gods of silver, neither shall ye make unto you gods of gold. And we stop right there. But he said in verse 23, and the Lord said to Moses, thus shalt thou say unto the children of Israel, ye have seen that I have talked with you from heaven. Ye shall not make with me gods of silver, neither shall ye make unto you gods of gold. They didn't see him. All they saw him was talking at the thick cloud. They didn't see him. So what are you going to make? Does it become idolatry? That's when they're breaking the law right here, Exodus 25. All right, now, so that's the end of the Torah right there. We're going to go to the prophets, and we're going to let Soldiers and Akariah come up here and show y'all some prophecies, okay? Shalom. Soldiers and Akariah is about to step up. Yo, shalom, shalom. All right. All praise to Yahweh by Hashem. Hamashiach Yahushua, man. We about to go real deep. All right. Deep. I'm not about to drown you, but you know what I'm saying, you're gonna have some trouble keeping up. All right. So we're gonna go to Isaiah chapter 6.
Chapter 6.
All right. I'm gonna need you to follow along and keep up. All right, we're gonna be going to the blue letter. All right. We're going to different sources.
You better see your whole face.
Huh? I was looking down. All right. So, as you'll see, I did my own meat treat today. Hold on. Good. All right. So, let's get to it. Okay. Let's get to it. So,
Let's get to it.
this is Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 1. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one had 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. My phone over there.
You what?
My phone. I was right here, my bad. It was twain, right? He did fly. Okay, so we got to understand what these seraphims are, right? What is a seraphim? So let's go to Numbers, right? And just stay with me. Numbers, right? And just stay with me. Keep turn it back.
All right, cool. So I'm gonna start back from verse 1, and we're gonna get started. All right, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 1. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one has 6 wings. Twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. So what is this seraphim? Because Isaiah is having this vision, right? He's having this vision, and he's having this vision, and he sees these flying serpents. Let's go to the blue letter. I'm gonna show you what a seraphim is. So this is H, right? Strong's H8314. Let's go. I'm gonna share the screen so you guys can follow along. Uh, okay. All right. So let's go to H8314. All right. Fiery serpent, fiery seraphim, serpent, fiery serpent, poisonous serpent, fiery from burning effect of poison. Seraphim, majestic beings with 6 wings, human hands, or voices and attendants upon God. All right. So this fiery serpent, right, is Yahushua, right? Yahushua Mashiach, who will ignorantly call Jesus Christ. And I'm going to prove it. So when we go back into history and we go back into the Torah, we understand, right, that Moses, right, that Yahushua, right, or the angel told Moses to throw down his to throw down his staff, and it's gonna turn into a snake. All right. So let's go to Numbers 21 and verse 12. No, it's like the 21 and verse 9. Let's go to Numbers 21 and verse 9. I'm gonna go right here. I'm gonna start at verse 1. All right. So Numbers chapter 21, verse 1. And when King Arad the Canaanite, which dwelt in the south, heard tell that Israel came by the way of the spies, then he fought against Israel and took some of them prisoners. And Israel vowed a vow unto the Lord and said, if thou wilt indeed deliver this people into my hand, then I will utterly destroy their cities. And the Lord hearkened to the voice of Israel and delivered up the Canaanites, and they utterly destroyed them and their cities. And he called the name of the place Hormah. And they journeyed from Mount Hor by the way of the Red Sea to Kephas, the land of Edom. And the soul of the people was much discouraged because of the way. And when the people spake against God and against Moses, right, which it was murmuring against the Most High Moses. Wherefore have ye brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no bread, neither is there any water, and our soul loatheth this light bread. Right? The Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and much people of Israel died. Therefore the people came to Moses and said, we have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and against thee. Pray unto the Lord that he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. Right? And the Lord said unto Moses, make thee a fiery serpent and set it upon a pole, And it shall come to pass that every one that is bitten, when he looketh upon it, shall live. And Moses made a serpent of brass, and put it on a pole, and it came to pass that if a serpent had bitten any man, when he beheld the serpent of brass, he lived. Right? So we gotta pay attention to this, right? The Most High told, the angel told Moses to make that serpent of brass. And when the people that was bitten looked upon the serpent of brass, they was healed, right? Which we know that Yahweh Shai, he came to heal Israel. He came to heal his people, right? And when we look and when we keep the ways of Yahweh Shai, when we listen to Yahweh Shai, we know that we are healed, okay? So that's just, saying that's just one thing. That's just one thing, that we know, that we can prove that, the fiery serpent is Yahweh Shai, all right? Because Yahweh Shai, he showed himself to Israel through a fiery serpent, okay? So now let's go to something else. Who's ever heard of, which this also proves that the northern kingdom, Issachar, which are the Mexicans and the Mayans, are Israelites as well. Who's ever heard of a Quetzalcoatl? Right? Who's ever heard of Quetzalcoatl? Right? I believe I'm saying it right. There you go. Quetzalcoatl or Quetzalcoatl or something like that. Right here. All right. Quetzalcoatl, also spelled Keukulon, right? Amazing serpent is the name of the Mesoamerican serpent deity that was worshipped by the Catic Maya people of the Yucatan Peninsula before the Spanish conquest of Yucatan. The depiction of the feathered, right? Hold on. Of the feathered serpent is present other cultures, right? It's kind of closely related to the deity Quetzalcoatl, right? So it's saying that Quetzalcoatl, which the Mayan people depicted as their deity, right? As a fiery serpent, which Isaiah seen here in Isaiah chapter 6, right? So let's go to Quetzalcoatl. It's Quetzalcoatl, fiery serpent. You see this on the Mayan, not on the Mayan calendar, but the Aztec calendar. So this right here is Yahweh Shai showing himself, right? Look at a serpent with feathers, or with wings, all right, dark skin depiction. All right, this is Yahweh Shai. This is how Yahweh Shai showed himself unto the northern kingdom. So this is just proving more on how this is Yahweh Shai in the Old Testament. All right, but not also a lot of people don't understand that the seraphims that's in Isaiah 6 is Yahweh Shai, right? And look at all these. Some of these also are of the Gadites, what they depicted of Yahweh Shai, the fiery serpent, right? So let's go back. Let's go back to Isaiah chapter 6. All right. All right. Isaiah chapter 6, verse 1. In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Above it stood the seraphims. Each one has 6 wings. Sucking. Each one has 6 wings. With twain he covered his face, and with twain he covered his feet, and with twain he did fly. And one cried unto another and said, Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole earth is full of his glory. And the post of the door moved at the voice of him that cried, and the house was filled with smoke. Then said I, woe is me, woe meaning destruction. Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips. All right. Isaiah is calling himself a sinner. All right, he is being humble, he's humbling himself, he's showing humility and said, I am a sinner. And I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips, for my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts.
That's right.
So it's crazy how people do not pay attention or do not understand that Isaiah is saying himself that he just seen the King, the Lord of hosts. All right, Yahweh Shah is showing himself unto Isaiah as a fiery serpent. All right, then flew one of the seraphims unto me, having a live coal in his hand, which he had taken with the tongs from off the altar. Right, what does a coal do? It fuels fire. Fire in the Bible is known as a purification. So Yahweh Shai, right, the seraphim took the coal and purified, or he forgave, which Yahweh Shai said he came to do, is to forgive Isaiah for his sins. And he said, and he laid it upon my mouth and said, Lo, this hath touched thy lips, and thine iniquity is taken away, and thy sin purged. Right? Also, I heard the voice of the Lord saying, Whom shall I send, and who will go for us? Then said I, Here am I, send me. And he said, Go and tell this people, Hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and understand with the heart, and convert and be healed. I'm going to read this one more time, right? And I need you to really pay attention to what verse 9 and to what verse 10 says. And it says, And he said, Go and tell this people, Hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed. Now I'm going to bring out the proof in the pudding. I'm going to put the nail in the coffin and show how this is Yahweh Shai in Isaiah chapter 6, verse 10, as the fiery serpent. Let's go to John 12 and verse 38. John chapter 12, verse 38. I'm going to pull it up on here, actually. 12, 38. All right? This is Christ. This is Christ speaking. John chapter 12, verse 38. That the saying of Esaias the prophet might be fulfilled, which he spake, Lord, who hath believed our report, and who hath the arm of the Lord been revealed? Therefore they could not believe, because that Esaias said again, right? He hath blinded their eyes and hardened their heart, that they should not see with their eyes, nor understand with their heart, and be converted, and I should heal them. These things said Isaiah when he saw his glory and spake of him. Yahweh Shai quoted what Isaiah said when Isaiah saw the glory of Yahweh Shai back in Isaiah chapter 6.
That's right.
So that's how we know that was Yahweh Shai right there as the seraphim, because he quoted what Isaiah said to him when he saw him. So, hey man, the the proofs there. All right, that's the breakdown on the seraphims. If anyone needs, needs a breakdown on who the seraphims is, all right, and see how it's Shai Mashiach. Okay, so stop sharing my screen. We're gonna continue on. All right, with the Torah portions. Okay, so Isaiah chapter 6, verse 11. This said our Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the homes without man, and the land utterly desolate. And the Lord have removed men far away, that there be a great forsaken in the midst of the Lord. But yet in it shall be a tenth, and it shall return, and shall be eaten as a tall tree, and as an oak whose substance is in them. When they cast their leaves, so the holy seed be the substance thereof. All right, Isaiah chapter 7, verse 1. And it shall come to pass in the day of Ahaz, the son of Jotham, the son of Uzziah, king of Judah, that Rezin, the king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, went up towards Jerusalem to war against it, but could not prevail against it. And it was told the house of David, saying, Syria is confederate with Ephraim, and his heart was moved, and the heart of his people as the trees of the wood are moved with the wind. All right, so Ephraim was confederate. All right, Ephraim was with Syria going against Judah. Okay. In verse 4, and say unto him, take heed and be quiet, fear not, neither be faint-hearted. For the two tails of these smoking firebrands, for the fierce anger of Rezini the Syrian,
These two trash talkers.
And of the son of Remaliah, because Syria, Ephraim, and the son of Remaliah have taken evil counsel against thee, saying, let us go up against Judah and vex it, and let us make a breach therein for us, and set a king in the midst of it, even the son of Tabeel. All right. Now we're going to skip to chapter 9 and verse 5 to 6. All right. For every battle of the warrior is with a confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. But this shall be with the burning and fuel of fire. For unto us a child is born, unto a son is given, and the government shall be his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful, Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. All right, Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. Okay, so chapter 6, the seraphim is Yahweh Shai Mashiach. All right, purifying Isaiah's lips, telling him to go into the people, all right, and to bring the people back into his house. Okay, in chapter 7, verse 1 to 6, talking about Ephraim going against Judah and vexing Judah. All right, still going on to this day. All right, and then chapter 9, verse 5 to 6 is the coming of Hamashiach Yahushua, the great counselor, the mighty God, the everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. Okay, so now let's move to the gospel. All right, Matthew chapter 19, verse 16 to 26. All right. All right, this is Matthew chapter 19, verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall I do that I may have eternal life? And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments. Right? Kills the Trinity doctrine. Or Yahweh Shai Mashiach and the Most High Yahweh are two different people. All right? Two different people. Okay? And keep the commandments. See, Yahweh Shai is telling you to keep the commandments, right? But verse 18, he saith unto him, which Jesus said, Thou shalt do no murder, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness, honor thy father and mother, and thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, right? The young man saith unto him, all these things have I kept from my youth up. What lack I yet? Jesus said unto him, all right, so the person, man, I've been keeping the commandments since I was young, right? Since I was a kid, right? Jesus said unto him, if thou wilt be perfect, go and sell that thou hast, and give to the poor, and thou shalt have treasure in heaven, and come and follow me. All right, so he tells the dude, all right, bet. All right, go and sell everything that you got. All right, go give everything up and come follow me. But when the young man heard that saying, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. All right, then said Jesus unto his disciples, verily I say unto you, that a rich man shall hardly enter into the kingdom of heaven. And again I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. Right? Because and man, these rich people, man, they care so much about things that they can't bring it to the afterlife. All right. And again, I say unto you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter into the kingdom of God. All right. Yeah, just like Yahushua said before, he said it's easier for a whore to make it into the kingdom, all right, than a rich man, right? And when the disciples heard it, they was exceedingly amazed, saying, who then can be saved? But Jesus beheld them and said unto them, with men this is impossible, but with God all things are possible, all right? With the Most High, everything is possible, man. All right, so keep the commandments, following Mashiach Yahushua, all right, and shalom.
All right, now we end off with the prayers of Mariam upon Jerusalem. Everybody face the east. All right, everybody. You can choose to get on your knees or lay flat on your face. I like to lay flat on my face because that's the ultimate sign of submission to the Most High. It's laying flat on your face. Oh, soldiers are not going to be able to get back. All right, y'all. This is the Aliyah Nawa. It is our duty to praise the Master of all, to ascribe greatness to the author of creation, who has not made us like the nations of the land, nor placed us like the families of the earth, who has not made our portion like theirs, nor our destiny like all their multitudes. For they worship vanity and emptiness, and pray to a God who cannot save. But we bow in worship and thank the Supreme King of Kings. I'm gonna start over. No alarm went on. All right, this is the Ali Nawa. Everybody face the east and bow. It is our duty to praise the Master of all, to ascribe greatness to the author of creation, who has not made us like the nations of the lands, nor placed us like the families of the earth, who has not made our portion like theirs, nor our destiny like all their multitudes. For they worship vanity and emptiness, and pray to a God who cannot save. But we bow in worship and thank the Supreme King of Kings, the Holy One. Blessed be he who extends the heavens and establishes the earth, whose throne of glory is in the heavens above, whose power's presence is in the highest of heights. He is our God. There is no other. Truly he is our King. There is none else. As it is written in the Torah, ye shall know and take to heart this day that Yahweh is Elohim in the heavens above and on the earth below. There is no other. Hallelujah. 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 Bahashim. Yahushua. Mashiach. Amen. Shema. Shema. Yahshua. Yahweh. Ahayim. Yahweh. Achad. Shema. Yahshua. Yahweh. Ahayim. Yahweh. Achad. Shema. Yahshua. Yahweh. Ahayim. Yahweh. Achad. Shema, Yasharala, Yahweh, Allahayanawa, Yahweh, Achad. There is a word. Or just the two commandments, love and their neighbor, the Yahweh, 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 Allahayaka, Ashura, Rakazah, Atika, Ratazayim, Babathiam, Yahaya, Laka, Allahayim, Karim, Apanya, Da'asha, Maka, So, Wala'a, Korka, Sham, Yahweh, Bashawa, Kar, Hayawam, Ashabah, Dashwa, Kabad, Abaka, La'a, La'a, Lagamad, La'a, Kor, La'a, Dakamad, Kor, Ashrah, La'a, First greatest commandments, Hear Israel, Yahweh, God, Yahweh is one. Thou shalt love Yahweh thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy might. Second greatest commandments, Ra'aka la'ata kuma la'ata Torah, Arthapani anta wa'abata la'ra'aka ta'ami Yahweh. Thou shalt not avenge nor bear any grudge against the children of thy people. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. And Yahweh. On. Right. Chapter 1, Hasha'ab, memorial of the woman. Now when Yahushua was in Bethany, in the house of Simon the leper, there came unto him a woman, having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head,
as he sat at meat. But when his disciples saw it, they had indignation, saying, to what purpose is this waste? For this ointment might have been sold for 300 pence, 1 year's wages, and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood it, he said unto them, why trouble ye the woman? For she hath wrought a good work upon me. For ye have the poor always with you, but me have not always. For that shareth forth this ointment of my body, she did for my burial. Verily I say unto you, wheresoever this gospel shall be preached in the whole world, there shall also this, that this woman hath now been told more of her. Hallelujah.
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 Hashem.
Hashem.
Shai.
Yahushua.
Mashiach.
Mashiach. Amen.
All right. That's the end of Sabbath service. The water for y'all for hanging in there with us to the end. The water Tamyad. Yahweh Bashem Hamashiach Yahushua Brakatham. Yabarakaka Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Shalom.